Burton leading Ward Burton, who is under pressure from Jeff Gordon and surrenders second place. Let's check with Ken Squire.
Number 6, Mark Martin out in front. He came back to Jack Roush in Winston Cup racing form 1988. Been away for a while. Mark said then, I changed my life. I wanted to be there so bad. I changed everything totally. I changed the way I ate. I quit drinking alcohol completely. I quit eating cheeseburgers and French fries, my favorite things in the world. He says I gradually got stronger, and the stronger I got, the cleaner I got, the more compulsive I got about it. And I'll never go back to the shape I was in back in the 88 period. You know, that guy trains about 70 minutes a day, 5 days a week. It's certainly showing right now, Mike.
Mark Martin is on a tear. The one thing he's not done in this sport is win that Winston Cup championship. He has been so close many times, and he's poised for a good season. He's one of 3 drivers who have been to victory lane in the 5 races this year. Now Jeff Gordon trying to close that distance on Mark Martin, and right now it stands at about a dozen car lengths, but Gordon is pulling away from Ward Burton.
Yeah, Ward Burton's dropped off just a little bit. Terry Labonte's gaining right up on him, but this is looking out the front of Jeff Gordon's car. You see Mark Martin going through the dogleg there. He's gaining just a little bit on Mark, but Mark will let him run up on him, and all of a sudden he'll pull over and check him out for tough and then pass him right back.
The differential is 1 second from first to second place. And now, right side of your screen, Burton is under pressure from Terry Labonte to surrender the 3rd spot. So Terry Labonte back on the move after that caution flag. We've had only one, and that was issued by NASCAR, so the teams could check tire wear. They have not had a lot of practice this weekend. No practice yesterday afternoon because of the rain.
You know, Mike, one thing we hadn't had this whole race is when they get in real heavy lap traffic, and it's not going to be very long before the leaders are in heavy lap traffic. Cars sometimes change quite a bit as far as the handling characteristic when you change how you run the racetrack.
And we talked about Jeff Burton only taking on 2 tires. He did slip back a little bit there at the beginning, but since then he's been able to run right there with Dale Jarrett. In fact, he's trying to make an attempt to pass Jarrett. They're running back there in the 8th and 9th positions, but those 2 tires come in pretty quick for Jeff Burton, and that's Wally Dallenbach, of course, right up in front of them to the left of the screen. He's running in the 7th position. This is 8th and 9th that we're seeing here right now. Jarrett, they made an adjustment on his Ford, and it's not running the lap times that it was before he made the pit stop.
Yeah, you can see fire coming out of the 99 exhaust pipe there as he went down in the corner. There's nothing wrong with that car. There's unspent fuel in the exhaust pipe itself, and that exhaust pipe is probably close to 1100 degrees, so it'll ignite any unburned fuel. That's what you're seeing.
Dale Jarrett, or there is Jeff Burton, who is the point leader. Crashed out at Daytona, but then a 4th at Rockingham, a win at Las Vegas, 4th at Atlanta, and victory in the rain last week at Darlington. Dale Jarrett, also involved in that big Daytona wreck, finished 37th. He has a 2nd, an 11th, a 5th, and a 4th. Here comes Burton.
Got a good run coming off at turn 4. That's where he's been beating Jarrett. Jarrett's car, I don't know what the problem is coming off turn 4, but it just simply won't come off of there the way it did. They're running about 7.5 seconds behind the leader, Mark Martin.
And Martin extends his advantage over Jeff Gordon. Now it's 1.2 seconds. Let's check with Ralph Shaheen.
You know, Mike, the Rainbow Warriors of Jeff Gordon's crew have become well known for their ability to shine in the sunshine. Well, Jeff Burton's crew has been doing pretty good in the rain, winning at Darlington in the rain and then running 2nd in the rain yesterday. So they decided to call themselves the Rain Warriors. Dick Bergen?
Well, Ned Jarrett, you're asking about your boy's car as he's running around this racetrack, and the problem is a common one here in Texas. The car is tight coming off. He turns the wheels to the left. The car wants to go straight. They can adjust that out, though.
When you're tight coming off the corner, it means the car wants to push straight up into the wall instead of completing the turn.
And certainly it scrubs off speed now as Burton moves to the inside. He's going to make the pass this time. He has the run going into turn 1 and makes the pass. Takes over the 8th position.
Ned, what will they do to change that car? What changes will they make?
There are a number of things that they can. They can adjust the track bar. which, just run it up and down and change the distribution of the weight. They can change air pressure, which is the most common thing that they do now. They can change a half a pound of air pressure and make a great difference in the way that car drives.
Or take some of the pressure off of the right front spring so it will get a little more bite on that corner. In other words, a little more rollover, put a little more pressure down on the tire so it does not skid across the racetrack.
Buddy, how do you drive a car that has a push coming off the corner?
Well, you just have to wait on it to settle down. If you stay in the throttle, it'll push right to the wall, so you have to ease out and make sure it'll track.
One thing that you don't want to do is to abuse it. And Jeff Gordon just got into the wall here coming off of turn 4.
He's in the grass down the front straightaway sliding towards pit road.
Caution is out.
A lot of damage to the right front corner. You can see the hood and all bent way over there on the right front corner of Jeff Gordon's car.
Buddy, I think the left front is down as well. It appears to be bent in. Jeff Gordon, the defending Winston Cup champion, 2 wins, 2/3, and out of the race early at Rockingham with a blown engine. First one they've had in over a year. Gordon's day may be over, and he may be the 43rd and final finisher of this race.
Yeah,
and his 3rd race here at the Texas Motor Speedway in NASCAR Winston Cup competition, 3rd time that he's had a wreck.
His best finish here, 30th. He was not running at the conclusion of either race in 97 or 98.
I got a feeling that he either ran over something and cut a tire, something happened, that he just shot into the wall coming off of turn 4.
Boy, he's grimacing right now. He hit very, very hard. You can see him right now just kind of getting the cobwebs out, and he's taking his earplugs out.
And the rest of the field comes to the attention of the caution car at 70 laps complete. Mark Martin's the race leader. Ward Burton, Terry Labonte, Kenny Irwin, Bobby Labonte, and we may see that driver change in the Bobby Labonte car.
Jeff Gordon he's taking his time in getting out of that car. He's hurting somewhere, buddy.
Yeah, he is. You can tell he's really hit the wall extremely hard. Those seats, they fit right against you, and they take a lot of abuse, but when you hit the wall like he hit just now, you feel like you're going out the right door. You hit so hard.
Those seats, those double wall aluminum seats, there's Ray Evernham, his team manager, walking along toward Gordon. Those seats are designed to flex in the controlled flex in the event of an impact to minimize the impact effect on the driver. Look at the right front of Jeff Gordon's car. Let's show you what happened to bring out this second caution flag from turn 4.
Okay, he'll be coming into the picture here very shortly. There he is by himself, and all at once the car just slides up into the wall.
Yeah, that looked like a tire was cut down. He never turned the wheel. When he started off the corner, it went directly up. The right front corner would not work. Watch this. You hear him out?
He does hit that wall hard. Oh, what a tough break for the 3-time champion.
Pit stops under this caution flag, and Kenny Irwin is first out of the pits, the pole sitter. Let's have another look here.
This is at regular speed. Here he comes, and look at it. Just shoot right straight up into the wall. Well, not straight up into the wall, but it was a glancing lick. But he went there very quickly once the car wouldn't turn.
Ray Evernham running toward the infield care center. That's a mandatory trip for any driver who crashes on a super speedway. CBS Sports coverage continues after this message and a word from your local station.
Sports coverage of the Texas 500 is sponsored by Brewery Fresh Budweiser, official beer of NASCAR. Hey race fans, this Bud's for you. Goodyear, innovators of run flat technology. And by new Pepsi One, true cola taste, 1 calorie. Tastes too good to be called diet.
3 years of racing in Texas, and Texas has proven too tough to tame for Jeff Gordon. He has yet to finish one of these 500 milers 2 years ago. Slow car. Crash, and Gordon tries to miss it. Unsuccessful. He was leading the race at the time and ended up 30th in the garage. Last year, 31st, out of the race early. And today being attended to at the infield care center. Dick Berggren,
A lot of activity down here on pit road, Mike. Mark Martin had a terrific stop. This crew whipped off a 16.3 stop for 4 tires and a can of fuel. Meanwhile, Ward Burton also had a great stop. A minor change in the track bar, and he's out there in good position. And the 28 is really running well. They had a great stop in that car as well. A minor wedge change, and that's all they had to do to it. That's your pole sitter.
You're right, Dick. I said Kenny Irwin was first off pit road. I didn't even see Mark Gordon was long gone off pit road. Ricky Craven led a lap. He stayed out and then made his appearance on pit road. So Mark Martin and that Jack Roush Ford number 6 will lead them down for the restart ahead of pole sitter Kenny Irwin. Third is Terry Labonte. Fourth, younger brother Bobby. And Dale Jarrett is up to 5th.
And that's Buckshot Jones down on the inside. He had been lapped and started down on the inside, but they passed him quickly.
Kenny Irwin under pressure for second place. Along the left side. Here comes Labonte.
Yeah, that the car 00 of Buckshot Jones got under him coming off of turn 2, the lap car, and that allowed Labonte to come by as well. Both Labontes got by Kenny Irwin, as a matter of fact, both Terry and Bobby. And of course that let Mark Martin pull away a little bit. You can see there that he has himself a pretty good little lead.
75 laps complete. Well, we'll see if the Labonte brothers, who are not teammates, can link up.
Mike, we just had a report that the flagman dropped the black flag by mistake on the racetrack, and maybe one of the drivers like Kenny Irwin might have saw the black flag. I'm not sure what happened, but anyway, the black flag did fall out of the flag stand.
They have a spare. Ralph?
Mike, that yellow would have been a perfect opportunity for Bobby Labonte to crawl out of the car and make the change with Matt Kenseth. But Bobby, running as well as he is right now, you know how adrenaline is. It can make you feel pretty strong. And he decided to stay in the car for a little while longer. They took 4 tires and sent him back out. Bill Stevens?
One of the indications that the loss of happy hour has these teams still fine-tuning these cars is in the last pit stop, Terry Labonte made an adjustment on the tires for air pressure. Remember, in the first pit stop, they raised the track bar. So even though he's running up front, the car is still not perfect.
If you can imagine a tire being sort of like a basketball, it is in effect a spring. And so a pound of air pressure added or taken out of a tire would be the effect of how much of a spring change? 30,
I think
50
they
pounds?
say a pound is like 70.
70 pounds.
70 pounds of spring pressure.
And the reason for that, back when we had the old bias ply tire, it had a soft sidewall on it. Now with the radial tire, the sidewall is very, very rigid.
Here's some of the drivers moving up. Sterling Marlin started 39th on a provisional spot. He has gained 24 positions.
And that 31 car that we see there, the blue and yellow car, number 31 of Mike Skinner, he has really been moving up through the field. Mike, he is currently in the 8th position. He started back in 23rd.
I asked Jimmy Fennick in the garage area this morning with Mark Martin's car. I said, who's the man you're worried about? And he said, Mike Skinner. He was the fastest in practice yesterday, much faster than anyone else.
For 3 weeks, Skinner led the point standings. His finishes include 2 fourths, 2 sixths, and then a DNF last week at Darlington dropped him off the top of the leaderboard in the point standings. Terry Labonte is closing down on Mark Martin now. Remember, they had to deal with the lap car of Buckshot Jones. That gave Martin a spurt-away lead, but Labonte is closing that gap.
I used to get excited when somebody started catching Mark Martin, but he'll every once in a while, he'll just take care of the tires 3 or 4 laps, cool them back down, and go again.
Last time by, half a second between that lead duo. Terry pulling away from the green car of Bobby Labonte. And this time, the gap stays constant. Kenny Irwin behind that group in 4th and Dale Jarrett in 5th. Those are the other 2 cars in that lead pack. Then it's a bit of a gap to Wally Dallenbach in 6th, Ward Burton, Mike Skinner, Bill Elliott, and Rusty Wallace, the top 10. There they are. In that group from 6th on back, Jeff Burton makes a move under Rusty Wallace.
Rusty was really good in the first run before they made their first pit stop, but his car just hasn't worked quite as well since then. He's doing okay, but not as good as he was.
Looking at Jarrett there in the 88, just in front of him, Kenny Irwin. Jarrett much quicker from the center of the corner straightaway. You can see him close right up, but as they hit the straightaway, Kenny Irwin's car is really, really quick.
3 different makes of cars in Winston Cup racing, and I think just about all races